Good afternoon and welcome to Live Jazz New England. I'm your host, Pamela Hines, and my guest today is vocalist Amanda Carr with Yvonne Monnett on piano and Genevieve Rose on bass. Amanda first sang professionally in her teens as a rock and pop singer in the Boston area, then as a jazz vocalist of the Great American Songbook with combos and big bands. She's performed and recorded in the U.S. and abroad, including Australia and England. The late jazz author and critic Nat Hentoff wrote in the Wall Street Journal that Amanda was a true jazz singer in a time of wannabes. She's also featured in Hentoff's bestseller, At the Jazz Band Ball, 60 Years on the Jazz Scene. While still performing and tapping into her roots of pop, blues, folk, and rock with artists like the legendary James Montgomery and Mayanna, Amanda has been a guest vocalist with Keith Lockhart and the Boston Pops Orchestra, the Artie Shaw Orchestra, Harry James Band, and the Glenn Miller Orchestra. She was a headline artist at the Eurojazz Festival in Italy, along with James Moody and George Mraz. Amanda successfully created and headlined a cross-country tour show of A Tribute to Peggy Lee, which sold out 30 dates and still remains a draw for audiences today. Among her corporate and commercial work, she's composed and performed music for 2 PBS documentaries, one being The Story of Golf, which received an Emmy nomination, and also acclaim for her musical contributions to the Boston Red Sox, 100 Years of Baseball History. If that's not enough, her most ambitious project actually was a big band album called Common Thread, and it debuted at the top of multiple jazz bestseller charts and in the top 50 on Billboard. She also founded the American Big Band Preservation Society in 2009, so I don't think she's been that busy at all, really.
See what you can do without kids?
So her trio today is with Yvonne and Genevieve, and it's a powerhouse trio of accomplished musicians. So let's get right to the music. What are we going to do first, ladies?
We're going to do our version of Night in Tunisia.
Excellent.
With its cool evening light, but shining at night in Tunisia, never does it shine so bright. The stars are aglow in the heavens, but only the wise understand that shining at night in Tunisia, they guide you with the desert sand. Oh, words fail to tell a tale too exotic to be told. Each night's a deeper night in a world ages old. The cares of the day seem to vanish. The ending of day brings release, but shining at night in Tunisia, where the nights are filled with peace. Sa 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 ba day a day da da sa ba ba day da da ba do ah fa ya day da da ba do ah ba bi Each night's a deeper night in a world ages old. The cares of the day seem to vanish. The ending of day brings release by shining at night in Tunisia, where the nights are filled with peace. Oh, this is great to have a studio audience here in the WICN studio. I'm now removing my mic off the stand for those in the listening audience and wondering what all that sound is. This is so great to again play with you, Yvonne Monnett and Genevieve Rose. We are going to do a fun tune. We're going to do Cheek to Cheek, which our version of that, just to keep it upbeat, because we've got our adrenaline flowing here, the three of us gals. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together just dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hung around me through the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to climb a mountain and to reach that highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I'd love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but it doesn't move me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. So honey, won't you dance with me? I want my arms about you, my charms about you. They'll carry me through. Oh, heaven, am I in heaven? Oh, baby, I'm in WICN heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I seem to find that happiness I seek. Oh, and we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. That's a good lunchtime pick-me-up. You know, I'm in the mood for a rumba. This is one that we just enjoy doing. I enjoy doing it just singing into a hairbrush in the mirror. So this is really fun to have a live studio audience. And it's a very visual song, so you who are here in the room get all the fun visual aspects. There's a lot of hip action in this. Yeah, and anybody that wants to feel free to belly dance here too, this is probably a good occasion to do it. This is entitled Whatever Lola Wants. Whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And little man, little Lola wants you. Make up your mind to have no regrets. Resign yourself, recline yourself, you're through. I always get what I aim for, and your heart and soul is what I came for. Take off your coat, don't you know you can win? You're no exception to the rule. I'm irresistible, you fool, give in. That was sexy, Yvonne. That was a sexy solo. That's what's called a sexy solo. How about singing one together? Because I just went through all that work to set this wonderful microphone up in front of you, and I think we should use it.
Okay.
Let's see how high the moon is. Would you like to do that?
Sure, we would love to do that one.
So you do all the heavy lifting here, Yvonne. You're playing,
My goodness.
you're singing, you're looking good, you're doing all the stuff that I don't want to do. See, this is what's called delegating appropriately as a vocalist. Somewhere there's music, have faith the tune. Somewhere there's heaven, how high the moon. There is no moon above when love is far away too. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's heaven, how near, how far. The darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you will be still, my heart, how high the moon. How high the moon is the name of this song. How high the moon, oh, the words just may be wrong, but we're singing it because you asked for it, and we're swinging it just for you. Oh, how high is the moon? Does it reach to the stars? How high the moon? Does it get all the way to Mars? Oh, the words may be wrong to this tune, but still I ask, how high, how high, how high the moon? Let's go. How faint the tune. Somewhere there's heaven. How where will doors make me wrong? There is no moon above when love is flowing till it comes true. That you love me as I love you. Where there's music, where you are. Somewhere there's heaven. How near, how far, all the way to Mars. The darkest night would shine, and you would come to me soon. Until I ask you still my heart. Until you will have still my heart. Until you will have still my heart. How high the moon.
Jazz New England on 90.5 WICN. I'm your host, Pamela Hines, and my guest today is Amanda Carr with Yvonne Monnett on piano and vocals and Genevieve Rose on bass. This trio is fantastic and so multifaceted. You've got so many things that you can do, so many branches of your sort of jazz tree, so to speak. Tell us about your recent trips to New York and where you performed and how that went.
Well, we wanted to just enjoy New York together, and it's a lot of heavy lifting with our schedules, and it all kind of came together when Michael Feinstein did a concert up in Beverly, Mass. At the Cabot Theater, and we shared the bill with him, and he loved what we did, and with the American Songbook, and he's such a proponent of the American Songbook. He loved our fresh interpretations and what we did. So he invited us down to perform at his club, which is entitled 54 Below. And I believe, if I'm not incorrect, that was the old Studio 54 location.
Oh, my goodness.
But it's certainly nothing like that. It's below, and it's just a gorgeous dinner club, and it's one of the premier Broadway dinner clubs. So if we're still in April, we were at the beginning of the month down there at Feinstein's, and it was a wonderful show and a great experience and a beautiful stage, and for the likes of us to be able to have a gorgeous piano like here that's tuned and wonderful, it just makes the experience that much greater. So we enjoyed that very much.
I want to talk a little bit about Feinstein and also you about the delivery of vocals and lyrics and just the whole art of doing that, of expressing what the lyrics are meaning for you. And so some vocalists present the lyric, they sing the song, but they're not sort of portraying right in front of us what those words mean to them. And yet when I watch you and I watch Michael, you're both emoting what the meaning is of what it is that you're singing. You're not just sort of trying to remember the words, but really giving us this whole presentation of what it means to you. So I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about your study of the American Songbook and how did you practice sort of, have you always been able to just sort of be a good presenter of what the words mean?
You know, thank you for saying that. And I'm not really sure when the transition happened where I got better at telling the story and being more connected. I think it's about having the confidence and feeling like you have permission to just do what you feel. It's a daunting genre to enter in, especially when I did later in life. This was my parents' music, and they were both professional musicians with the American Songbook, and I had no interest in it whatsoever growing up. So I think I entered it at an age where I came to it appreciating the depth of the lyrics. And then just generally being an expressive person, it had to mean something to me, and it had have that connection in order for me to actually sing it. I'm not a trained vocalist. I'm trained basically, by singing in all the nightclubs and just singing over the course of my life since I was a teenager. So when I entered this genre, I was taught by the old school cats, the guys that my father played in the big band and the Herb Pomeroy band, what not to do. Things like stay true to the melody, stay true to the lyrics, stay true to the story. And so I was schooled in a way where I paid homage to the essence of what these songs were, and I kind of adopted that just in my general delivery of me as a person. So how it all came together has been maybe what the true meaning of jazz is. It's just, it's not schooled, it's not copying, it's just intrinsically who I am, and I'm really glad that I can make that connection with the audience, because that to me is how I'm inspired.
Tell me a little bit about your parents in the audience, about your parents and about growing up. Both of them were musicians?
Yeah, my mother is still very active as a musician. She grew up in the big band era, and I suppose I can tell this backstory is her name originally was Carmen Akins, and she played in big bands. And back then, you had a marquee up who the singer was with the band. And Carmen is both a male and a female name, so people didn't know, is it a male singer that night? And that was always important to people going, are we seeing a male singer or a female singer? So she changed her name to Nancy and took Carr from Carmen, and that's where my name came true through that process. But she sang at the famed Totem Pole Ballroom in Newton, Massachusetts, Norumbega Park, and it was a mecca for dancers and big bands from all over the country to come through. Beautiful place, and I think it burned down, and I don't know exactly when, around the 60s, and they built a Hilton or some hotel on there now, but it was a famous mecca, and she played there for years with the Bob Batchelor Totem Pole Orchestra. And she's just a real maven in the American Songbook, knows all the songs, all the lyrics. And I kind of grew up listening to her, and even though I wasn't exactly interested in it, it all kind of filtered in, and I find myself phrasing like she did originally when I came into this. And my father played with a number of big bands. After he was in the Navy band, he lived in New York and subbed for all the great bands from Louis Prima, ended up touring and recording with the Tex Beneke Orchestra when Edie Gourmet was the singer and Mel Lewis was on drums. And I have some great photos of that. I'm appreciating my photo docs. And then not that long after that, he went to Berkeley when it was the Schillinger House. And in his kind of classmates was Arif Mardin and Quincy Jones. I mean, there were just so many great people at that time at that school. And he was in the Herb Pomeroy band in the 50s and 60s. And those, although later on they were older, those were the people that I intersected with when I decided that I wanted to try this genre and adopt this genre into my bevy of other genres that I sing. And so that's my parents. My father has since passed away. My mom is still extremely active. She carries her own gear, her own equipment. She has a trio. She goes around and does gigs, and I can't keep up with her. So hopefully my genes are good, and I can say that. And
I don't know about you. I have to work out, ladies, I have to work out just because I know I have to carry my gear, so I
Same here.
Thinking, you know.
I always say I'm not a singer, I'm an aging athlete.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Well, we are so blessed that you did choose jazz and that you did cross over. And I want to hear about Yvonne and Genevieve on our next break, but let's go ahead and continue with the music. What would you like to perform next?
Well, I'd love to start it with just Yvonne starting off on this. If you wanted to do a tune, and you can just hand it over because she's just in her own right, just a stunning talent. So her and Genevieve can take this next one on the start of this.
This is a 12-bar blues written by Blossom Dearie. My name is Blossom. I was raised in a lion's den. My name is Blossom. I was raised in a lion's den. My nightly occupation, stealing other women's men. I'm an evil, evil woman, but I want to do a man some good. I'm an evil, evil woman, but I want to do a man some good. I'm Gina Lola Brigida. I ain't Red Riding Hood. If you don't like my peaches, baby, why do you shake my tree? If you don't like my peaches, baby, why do you shake my tree? Get out of my orchard, baby, and let my peach tree be. So if you ooh, scoodly-a-doo, then we will ooh, scoodly-a-doo-ya-da-da-da. But if you ooh, scoodly-a-doo, then we will ooh, scoodly-a-doo-ya-doo-doo-doo. But if you ooh, scoodly-a-doo, some folks like me 'cause I'm happy. Some think I'm snappy. Some call me honey. They think I got money. Ray Brown told me I was meant for speed. You put them all together, I'm everything a good band needs. You put them all together, I'm everything a good man needs. Oh, yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Your waitress will be around with your check in just a moment. Thank you. I know it's getting to be club feel in here, isn't it? Just dim the lights a little bit. Let's see. Let's put some little black magic in this. What do you think? We're calling tunes as we feel them here. This is because we can. That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. Those icy fingers up and down my spine. That same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. That same old tingle that I feel inside. Then down and down I go, round and round I go. You see, I'm like a leaf that's caught in a tide. Oh, I stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name, and I'm a flame. Oh, I'm a flame with such a burning desire that only your kiss can put out this little fire. Well, you're the lover I have waited for, the mate that fate had me created for. And every time your lips, they meet mine, darling, down and down I go, round and round I go. You see, I'm in a spin. Oh, I'm loving that spin I'm in. I'm under that old black magic called love. This fire. Oh, you're the lover I have waited for, the mate that fate had me created for. And every time your lips, they meet mine, darling, down and down I go, round and round I go. You see, I'm in a spin. Yeah, I'm loving that spin I'm in. I'm under that old black magic. Give me that old black magic. Thank you. I feel so lucky. Anytime we can do this, I really feel lucky. I'm gonna get a basement and do it all over, and we can come over and play records and just play with each other. So let's do something that we've done before together, ladies. This is something that actually, when I filled in here on air, I found I think Etta Jones did this, a version of this song that I'm about to do, and then that version was adopted by Shaka Khan, who did almost a similar version of this song, and then that's how I learned and came in contact with this song. And so this is kind of an arrangement of Don't Go to Strangers that encompasses these two wonderful vocalists. Build your dreams to the stars above. But when you need someone to love, don't go to strangers, darling. Come home to me. Play with fire Don't go to strangers, darling. Come home to me. For when you hear a call, you'll follow your heart. You'll follow your heart. I know. 'Cause I have been through it all, and I'm an old pro. And I'll understand if you go. So make your part for your friends to see. But if you need a little more than company, don't go to strangers, darling. Come home to me. For when you hear a call, you'll follow your heart. You'll follow your heart, I know. 'Cause I have been through it all, and I'm no pro. And I'll understand if you go. So make your part for your friends to see. But if you need a little more than company, don't go to strangers. Don't go to strangers, darling. Come home to I know you can't see Goosebumps on radio, but I get that. That's how fortunate I feel to play with Yvonne and Genevieve. There's no greater feeling, at least not in the next 12 hours. So let's do something really fun and upbeat, something I love to do, and I always feel like we're on a cruise ship when we do this. And again, for our studio audience, if you feel like a conga line coming on, you know, we're all for that. We call this implied disco. 1, 2, 3, 4. What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. You brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterdays, they were so blue, dear. But today, they're part of you, dear. And my lonely nights, they are all through, dear. Since you said you'll be mine. And what a difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me, and the skies can't be stormy. Since this moment of bliss, your tender kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. And what a difference a day makes, and that difference is you. Difference a day makes. 24 little hours. You brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. My yesterdays, they were so blue, dear. But today, they're part of you, dear. And my lonely nights, they are all through, dear. Since you said you'll be mine. Difference a day makes. There's a rainbow before me, and the skies can't be stormy. Since this moment of bliss, your tender kiss, it's heaven when you find romance on your menu. And what a difference a day makes, and what a difference a day makes. What a difference a day makes, and that difference is you, is yours. You made such a difference, such a difference, made such a difference.
Woo! You are listening to Live Jazz New England on 90.5 WICN. I'm your host, Pamela Hines, and my guest today is Amanda Carr on vocals with Yvonne Monnett on piano and vocals, and Genevieve Rose on bass. So I guess let me talk to your trio members here. And Yvonne, Blossom Dearie does come to mind quite often, even when I hear your own CDs. So I was wondering if you could just tell our audience members who don't know who she was about her a little bit, and then how her songbook has influenced you.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I started singing tunes that were Blossom Dearie tunes, but I didn't realize that they were Blossom Dearie tunes way back in the day. And then someone said, you know, you kind of sound like Blossom Dearie. And I said, who's she? So I investigated a little bit and found that I liked her music and her style, and loved her piano playing and her singing. I've had many other idols, but she's certainly up there with the ones that I enjoyed listening to and learning from the most, I think.
And you are based in Rhode Island, and
Yep.
and you're play quite often in Newport and that whole.
I play often in Newport. Just lately, we've been very privileged to have a place called Arias open up in downtown Providence, which is the old Alleries. And I saw Blossom Dearie, oh my gosh, a very, very long time ago. I think it was in the 60s or early 70s there. And that was the quintessential jazz club at the time. And then it folded and went out of business. And just recently, someone has reopened it under the name of Arias, downtown Providence. So they've been, Mike Renzi has been there, Jim Porcello will be there, I think, this Sunday. I'm forgetting a whole lot. Sean Montero has been there. Sorry, all the guys that I'm forgetting. But anyway, I'm going to be there on the 7th with Ida Secco and Vinny Pagano and Dave Sino and myself. So that'll be fun.
Excellent.
Come out and listen to us. And it's a really great place to listen to some really fine quality music.
Genevieve, you are going to be involved in a workshop, in some type of jazz workshop in July?
Well, every summer at the UMass Jazz in July, UMass Amherst Jazz in July summer workshops, it's a workshop for students to come and learn more about playing jazz and in a combo. And I work with the house trio for the vocalists, and I've been doing that for, this will be my 20th year there. So there are performances on the Thursday evenings, the faculty performances that will be there. And those are the middle 2 weeks of July.
And you have a website, is?
Not anymore, actually.
Not anymore.
It will be put up soon, but
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
And Amanda, we want to also thank you, because the piano is here because of your efforts. As you know, probably from any kind of organization that you're trying to build, as I was building this program, this Live Jazz New England program, you came in with a donor piano from the Piano Mill of Rockland, Mass., and we just want to thank you so much. You know, every time we can reach out and make a relationship with someone, and it's fruitful as it has been. We just are so grateful for it. It just adds another cog in the goal of having high quality programming here at WIC, and especially live programming. And we just want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, it's come full circle, so I'm the beneficiary of that effort just today. And, if you're a musician, you always remember the place by, that's the place with the bad piano, or that's the place where the piano's out of tune. So it really does significantly create the identity of a venue for musicians anyway. And I always say there's nothing more beautiful than a beautiful piano in tune. And so this definitely would qualify for that.
Yeah, I have to bring up the line. Jim brought this up. Purcell brought this up the other day. I said, well, is there a piano there? And he said, yeah, it has to be in tune because it's freshly painted. So that's one of the lines I've heard a lot over the years.
Maybe I should freshly paint myself.
Yeah. So we've got about 10 minutes left. So I think we have room for a few more songs here. What would you like to perform?
That's great. Okay. Well, why don't we'll start off with something that I still to this day don't know what I'm saying because it's in Portuguese and I think I'm phonetically singing it. So, and then hopefully I want to feature Genevieve in this little set too. She's just a remarkable talent. I've known her so long that she as a younger person gigging with me, she would do so many gigs and travel so much that I've known her to sleep in her bass case in between. That's passion for you. So somebody wants to know how to get that talented. I think that's part of the deal. Oh Sabe-me a frente que quer passar, pois o samba está animado, o coqueiro é samba. Esta samba que mista de maracatu, é samba de preto rio, samba de preto, mas que nada, o samba como este é legal, você nem vai querer que chega no final. Que nada, sabe-me na frente que quer passar, pois o samba está animado, o coqueiro é sabor. Esta samba que mexe a maracatu, é chamado de preto rio, samba já é pra todo. Mas que nada, o samba como este é legal, você nem vai querer que chega no final. Vá, vá, vá.
You are tuned in to Live Jazz New England on 90.5 WICN. We have vocalist Amanda Carr, Yvonne Monnett on piano, and Genevieve Rose on bass. And we want to thank Amanda, Yvonne, and Genevieve for being on the show today. Live Jazz New England is made possible through the generous support of the Francis A. and Jacqueline H. Harrington Foundation, the Stoddard Charitable Trust, the Piano Mill of Rockland, Mass., Rick Hansen, Catherine L. Coleman, and next to me, Brad Pierce of Starfleet Audio in Whitensville, Mass. And also thanks to our live and listening audience for tuning in today. And Amanda, how would you like to close this out?
Well, you know, I don't know how this is going to be perceived, but I'll just say the name of the tune. It ain't the meat, it's the motion.
Sure is.
And hopefully you all agree. It ain't the meat, it's the motion that makes your mama wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, it's the movement that gives it the sock. Well, I got a man, he is awful thin, not much to him but bones and skin. But there's one thing about him that I understand. He wraps all around me like a rubber band. Well, it ain't the meat, it's the motion that makes your mama wanna rock. It ain't the meat, it's the motion, it's the movement that gives it the sock.
Straighten up and fly right, straighten up and do right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in driving.
What's the use in diving?
Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. The buzzard told the monkey, you are choking me. Release your hold and I'll set you free.
The buzzard looked the monkey right dead in the eye. He said, your story is touching.
Sounds like a lie.
Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right.
Straighten up and fly right.
Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top, baby. The monkey broke the ride in the air. The buzzard thought that everything was on the square. The buzzard tried to throw the monkey off his back. The monkey grabbed his neck and said, now listen, Jack. It ain't the meat, it's the motion that makes
Straighten up and stand right.
It ain't the meat, it's the motion. It's the move
down, Papa, don't you blow your